Morning students. We shall continue with the last chapter in the first book, Equilibrium. See, this is one of the very important chapter, even with respect to the entrance examinations also. So some of the things are deleted for this year. So I think if you leave that also requires some 5 to 6 class. Now look here. What is equilibrium? In fact, you are going to learn 3 types of equilibrium. Initially, little bit about the physical equilibrium. Then we shall learn chemical equilibrium, ionic equilibrium, different types of ionic equilibrium also we have to learn. So in fact, the major part of the equilibrium is chemical equilibrium and ionic equilibrium, and a little bit about just to know physical equilibrium. Okay, so let us try to understand what is equilibrium. Suppose you take a reaction A plus B giving C plus D. Remember, this is the arrow. This type of arrows indicates reversible reactions. What type of reactions? Reversible reactions. You may also try to know what is a reversible reaction. Under the same experimental condition, product also combines to give back the reactants. You all know a reaction means reactants gives the products. But at the same condition, reaction condition, product also starts giving the reactants. So then we use this type of arrow and we call it as a reversible reaction. Consider a reversible reaction. So equilibrium is possible only in a reversible reaction. This is the first point. What is equilibrium? Let me classify the two reactant reactions. What is forward reaction? A plus B giving product C plus D. This is called forward reaction. A plus B, they are called as reactants. C and D are the products. A plus B giving C plus D. This is called what? Forward reaction. Then, what about the other one? Reverse reaction. What is reverse reaction? That is a product C plus D giving back A plus B reactants. This is called reverse reaction. So as I said, under the same experimental condition, both the reactants and products are capable of reacting. Reactants combines to give the products. Products also give back the reactants. Of course, the tendency of, try to understand, the tendency of reactants to give products may not be same as a tendency of product giving the reactants. it means it is not, it need not be 50-50 case. Try to understand. That may be one possibility. I will use a word. Forward reaction is highly favorable. 90% product will be there, remember. Only few amount of reactants. Reverse reaction is highly favorable. There may be a reaction. 90% of reactant will be there in the vessel. But the importance is this, at equilibrium. See, first I will write two important phenomena, then I will explain. First point is rate of forward reaction equal to rate of reverse reaction. Rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of reverse reaction. This is first point. Another very important point. The amount of the reactants and products remains constant in spite of the reaction is going on. The amount of reactants and products, okay, or you can say concentration of reactants and products. The amount of reactants and products remains same. That means with what rate A and B are giving C plus D, maybe 90% C plus D, forward reaction is favorable. C plus D is also capable of giving back A plus DB, and at any point of time after the equilibrium is attained, this amount or concentration of the reactants and products remains the same, and maybe it may lead to a misconclusion. Some of the what is the misconclusion? Nothing is going on because 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, if you can record, if you can see, product concentration is remaining same, reactant concentration is remaining same. So you may misconclude, nothing is going on here. But it is not like that. Both the reactions are going on. So only thing what has happened? Rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of reverse reaction. What is rate of the reaction? That is change in concentration upon change in time. That also you can write. And unit of rate also you can write. Rate of reaction is change in concentration upon change in time. Then what is the unit of rate? Concentration, mole per liter per second, you can write, upon time. Okay, I think you can write all these things, unit of rate, at equilibrium, what is happening. Now, let me give you the conditions to attain equilibrium. Conditions. Under what condition equilibrium is possible? So the first condition, the reaction must be reversible. So it is not possible in one-sided reactions. It should be a reversible reaction. What is reversible reaction? A reaction in which the reactants combines to give the products under the same experimental condition. Products also combines to give back the reactants. And another thing is, the system is closed system. System must be closed system where matter should not escape. Suppose if it is an open system, if the product escapes from the system, equilibrium cannot attain. That means the total mass of the contents where the reaction is going on should remain same. Nothing should escape here. So, in that case, what you should have? Closed system. And some more points you can add about the system. Measurable properties, temperature, pressure, concentration, etc. remains constant. So conditions, and also you can have characteristics also. Characteristics also you can give a heading. So measurable properties remains constant. It will not be possible to change all those temperature, etc. Then one more important point you can say: equilibrium can be attained. Equilibrium can be attained from either direction. Either direction means what? Somebody can start with A and B. Initially, it will not be under equilibrium. It takes some time. And once sufficient C and D are formed, then C and D also try to give back the reactants A and B. Then a stage will reach where rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of reverse reaction. Suppose if you start with only C and D initially, then reverse reaction starts. It try to give A and B. Since it is reversible, A and B also try to give C and D. And a stage will reach. What is that stage? This. So you can start with reactants, you can start with products, you can start with both of your own choice. I will tell you the law of chemical equilibrium later. It has got a law. It will work out in such a way that what amount of reactant and product it has to keep, it knows. Can you define chemical equilibrium? Definition? Equilibrium is a stage. Equilibrium is a stage in a reversible reaction. In a reversible reaction, when rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of reverse reaction. So it is a stage in a reversible reaction. What stage it is? Rate of forward reaction is equal to the rate of reverse reaction. So now let us learn something about the physical equilibrium. Which one? Physical equilibrium. See, physical equilibrium is what is the physical process where there is no chemical change. Matter in one form remains in the same form, its physical state changes. So some of the examples of physical equilibrium. This is one of the physical equilibrium. Solid to liquid. This is one example of physical equilibrium. For example, I will take H2O solid, that is ice. with some ice and liquid water. What will happen? At a particular temperature, that is 273 Kelvin, this is the melting point and that is the equilibrium temperature. What is the normal melting point? You know, vapor pressure of liquid water becomes equal to vapor pressure of solid water, that is ice. Somewhere in the other place we shall learn this. So at 273 Kelvin, what is happening is, this equilibrium is established. The rate with which ice melts into liquid water is same as freezing of liquid water into ice. I will use a word here. The rate of fusion is equal. The rate of fusion is equal to rate of freezing. Is it correct? What is fusion? Ice melting into liquid is called fusion. This is fusion. And this is freezing. So, at any point of time you consider, the amount of liquid water and amount of ice remains constant, which should not be misconcluded that ice remains as ice, water remains as water. No. What is happening? Some amount of ice is melted into liquid. Some amount of liquid freezes into solid. So both are going on. I use a very, very important word here. What is that? Dynamic equilibrium. Chemical equilibrium or physical equilibrium or any equilibrium is a dynamic equilibrium. Why it is dynamic? Because both the reactions are under process. Forward reaction and reverse reaction, both are going on. Now, let us take another example for physical equilibrium. Second one. What is that? Liquid to gas. Liquid to gas. Liquid becoming gas, this you can call as vaporization. And gas is becoming liquid, this is called as condensation. So rate of vaporization is equal to rate of condensation. At equilibrium, so what is happening here? Rate of vaporization equal to rate of condensation. Take a vessel, perhaps a closed system, maybe this is water liquid and this is water vapor. So at equilibrium, what should happen? At equilibrium, both water and water vapors exist. Some amount of water is becoming water vapor. Some amount of vapor which touches the surface are drawn into liquid water. So, rate of vaporization and rate of condensation remains same. At any point of time, you consider amount of liquid water, amount of vapors remains same. Why it remains same? It is not because reaction is not going on. It is because rate of the both the reactions are equal. That is why it is a dynamic equilibrium. Here also we can give the same example. H2O liquid to H2O gas. This is another example for dynamic equilibrium. See, for this I will give you a very good example, especially for freezing and fusion. People living in the hill stations, in the Himalayan belt, where temperature is at the range of 0 degrees Celsius. See, this is the common experience of those people according to the seasons. In one season, on one particular day, somebody get up in the early morning and they come, open the door and watch outside. Everything is cloudy, nothing is seen. 5-meter distance is not seen. All looks cloudy. Everywhere there is ice. So that day what has happened is, I think temperature has gone below 0 degree. Some of the liquid has been converted into ice. So everything become frozen. So nothing is seen. Fog formation. On some other day, maybe summer, one fine morning, in the same area, they open the door in the early morning and peep outside, where a stream of water is flowing in front of the house in the form of a canal. Everything looks very, very clear. So perhaps what has happened on that day? Temperature has raised to more than 0 degree, and so much of the ice in the Himalayan belt melted, and that is flowing in the form of river. That will happen. See, you will get flood not only due to rain, you will get flood due to melting of ice also. So this is the common experience based on the temperature. Suppose if it is 0 degree, that will be at equilibrium. So, equilibrium, this we will learn in the future classes. Shifting of equilibrium I will teach. So 2 types of equilibrium I have told you under heading physical equilibrium. Solid to liquid, liquid to gas. And another example, solid to gas. This is another type of equilibrium, solid to gas. Again a closed system. Solid becoming gas is called sublimation. Gas is becoming solid is called condensation. Here I will give you some example. Iodine solid to iodine vapors. Iodine, halogen, it is a solid at the room temperature, and it has a capacity to sublime in the closed system. Even ionic solid ammonium chloride has this nature, NH4Cl solid. If you open the bottle of ammonium chloride, nothing remains there because it vaporizes. NH4Cl gas. NH3 and HCl, both are gases. It becomes NH3 and HCl. So this is the sublimation. Example 1, example 2. Naphthalene, naphthalene. Mothballs. Naphthalene is a solid. and naphthalene undergoes sublimation into vapor or gas. So this is also an equilibrium. See, rate of naphthalene vaporization is equal to rate of sublimation is equal to rate of condensation. Provided it should be a closed system. Remember, matter should not escape. I have already told you. It should be reversible. It should be a closed system. So this is another type of equilibrium. Okay. Now I will take two more processes under the heading physical equilibrium. See, these are the two more examples. What is that? One is solid to solid in solution. Take a saturated solution of sugar. Take a saturated solution of sugar. Sugar solid will establish an equilibrium with the sugar in solution. Take a saturated solution of sugar, go on cooling, some amount of solid appears. That means equilibrium shifted to left side. Heat, if some more sugar remains as undissolved, it will further dissolve into solution. Now take the equilibrium condition in the saturated solution. What is happening? See, highly difficult to think. Remember, I think all are thinking some amount of sugar has been dissolved, nothing there, like that. It is not like that actually. Some amount of the sugar is dissolving into the solution as sugar solution. Simultaneously, some of the dissolved sugar from the solution starts crystallization into solid sugar. Actually, this is tested with the radioactive sugar. So they have taken a non-radioactive sugar solution and added some radioactive solid sugar. After some time, in the solution, radioactive sugar is seen, and the solution is analyzed. So what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean is, see, rate of dissolution equal to rate of crystallization. So this is what happens in any saturated solution. Some amount of the solid is dissolving in the solution. Some of the dissolved solid crystallizes. Rate of dissolution and rate of crystallization are equal. And don't think that nothing is happening. So there is an equilibrium between solid and solid in solution. And another example, as the last example for physical process, this is gas and establishing a relation with the gas in solution. So for this, we can take the best example, soda. All of you must be knowing, in any soda bottle, closed bottle, there is a gap. It is impossible to prepare for the soda bottle without a gap here. Understand? So, what is going on? Gas. This is gas phase. And this is dissolved gas, soda. You all have experienced drinking soda. If you open the cork, so much of the dissolved gas is once again becoming gas. So this is a solution, this is a gas. Whatever amount of the gas has been dissolved, that is called a gaseous solution. That is called a solution of gas in liquid. In the second year PUC, you learn this. There is a law called Henry's law, which is not practical here, not necessary. So you take this as an example. A gas is continuously dissolving, and dissolved gases from the surface is becoming gas. So rate of, what shall I write? Rate of dissolution of gas in the solution is equal to rate of escape of the dissolved gas. Gas in the solution is becoming gas. So for this, example is carbon dioxide gas to carbon dioxide in solution. This is the example for what? The gas and gas in solution. So once again I will clarify what is happening here. Rate of the gas dissolving in the liquid is same as rate of the dissolved gas escaping into gas. You can experience this. You open the cork, suddenly all gas is rushed. Immediately close it. Once again silent. That means whatever bubble has been formed in the liquid, which has become gas, when you close it immediately, it is becoming silent. Means what? It is once again dissolved. Dissolved gas is different. Pure gas above the liquid is different. Whatever gas enters in the solution is a dissolved gas. Whatever gas which has not been dissolved, that is a pure gas. So what is the equilibrium here? Gas as pure gas, establish the equilibrium with the gas dissolved in the liquid, or you can say solution. Okay, so these are all examples for what? Physical equilibrium.